Hi everybody, this is Gracie of Gracie's Gamut. I wanted to share with you a dream I had a while ago, a few weeks back. I just didn't get the time to get my drawings done so that I could get it up fast enough. I'm doing other work for my son also. So I wanted to let you know that with this dream that I had, I used a meditation music. I wanted to start trying them out, and I used a third chakra activation one that I found on YouTube. And I was just, really was just trying to meditate and relax. But I ended up falling asleep, and I had this little episode, this dream. So I'll probably be using music while I sleep from now on, because this was pretty intense, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So here we go. I start off in another piece of something, but then I end up here. I can't totally remember what it started off as. It had something to do with some women. Hopefully that'll come to me again at a later date. But it starts off, I see myself on a porch. It's kind of shaped like a front porch, but it's in the back of a house. It looks like a nice neighborhood. I'm facing the porch like at the steps. There's just a couple steps down to the ground and it's a long porch, like as long as the house is on that side. And there's a man and his son there. I can't see the man. I just know he's there. And in these drawings, when I can't see someone's face fully, I either will show what part of them I could see, or I just make a shadow figure. And that's pretty much what I did here, was the shadow figure with these two fathers. I wasn't sure of their race or anything until after the other man and son show up, and they are white. It's fall weather, it's autumn, it's wet, cold, we're wearing jackets. I don't know here whether I'm a guy or a girl. I don't have a feel for it. I just know that I'm there and I'm talking to these people. The boys are about 17 to 19 years old. I get the feel that they're good kids and they're best friends. Well, the view that I see, it starts off, I'm just with the man and his son on the porch. We're talking, and the other two come. The father must be dropping the son off to his friend's house for the day or something. I can't see that father either, so I made a shadow figure of him. The other boy, though, is Caucasian. He has sandy brown hair that's wispy and kind of long around his face. He's got a Carhartt type of jacket on. It's brown, and his hat is a knitted hat. Like I say, it is cold. Everybody's got their hands in their pockets because it's that chilly. Wind is blowing a little bit, and there's leaves all over the ground, wet. And I can see there's a sidewalk that runs along the porch to the driveway in the back, and there's a garage there. I can just make out the door of the garage, and there's a hedgerow along the side leading up to the garage. And there's a black truck, a nice 4-door truck in the driveway. And there's another vehicle there too. It's a older model car, but I couldn't make out all of it because it's covered by the porch and the hedges around the porch, because there's a hedgerow around that porch also. The house seems to be white, as well as the porch. So I don't know what I was talking to these two males on the porch about. I just know we were having a pleasant conversation. And the other two show up, and the boy is walking ahead of his father, and I get a good glimpse of his face, enough to know that, of his age and all that. He walks up the steps and, like, around the back of me, because he's going, if you go to the right on this porch, it's the corner of the house, and the front door, or the door, back door, whichever you want to say, is to the right of me. And he goes that way. And I say to the other father that just arrived, I don't see his face, I don't see myself even talking to him, I just know that I'm talking to him. And I look directly at the other boy that's standing on the porch. And I say, I am amazed that they are such wonderful best friends and so close, and they look like twins. They look exactly alike, these two boys, except one is black and one is white. And that's exactly what I say. And I was amazed by this. These boys are the same age. They have the same features, but one has dark skin, one has light skin. It was very strange. I mean, the other one's, the boy on the porch is dressed a lot like the other boy also. I'm not sure what that meant. I don't know what it means. If it resonates with anybody, if you know of anybody that this could sound like, let me know. Leave a comment, because it's really baffled me why I said this and what it means. Well, at this point, I go from being on this porch to being out in the street. It's while I was on the porch, it was evening time, it seemed. But it was dull and wet and cloudy out, so it was hard to tell at that point when it was. But now it's nighttime. It's nighttime. I'm seeing it like I'm seeing with street lights on. I'm on a city street, not like an inner city, I don't think, but just like a town, the city inside of a village or something. It's a side street kind of street. It's not very wide. I look up because it catches my eye. There is something floating up there above my head. It's a mass of something. It looks to me like a grocery bag, like a big grocery bag, floating, like flat though, almost like a magic carpet. That's kind of what it reminded me of. And I see a bird, a huge white bird, kind of reminding me of a goose. That kind of look, all white, and it's huge, like 4 times the size of a regular one. And it's got its wingspan out, and it's flying just above, like it's chasing this mass. That's my first notice of it while I'm looking up. Mind you, it's raining and it's cold still too, and leaves all over the ground. So I just see this in almost, I see what it is, but it's kind of like, because of being dark and rainy, it was a little bit blurred. Well, somehow I come to the understanding that the bird's offspring are on this thing floating, like it's their nest that just blew out of a tree or something and started blowing away. It was the strangest thing. And there's 3 baby birds on there, but they're huge also. I see the fluffiness of them from where I'm able to see on the edge. There's 3 of them though. I don't see 3 of them, but I know there's 3 of them somehow. Well, it's falling is what's happening. This thing is falling, and this mother bird is trying to follow its babies to save them. I try to catch it. I start running, and I try to catch them so that they don't hit the ground. But with the way that the wind is blowing in that, it hits the ground anyway. I miss it, and it hits the ground anyway. I look to try to save the babies, and they're no longer there. There's no babies on this thing. The thing is still there. It's flat on the ground now, beneath, near my feet. Now I'm facing, this thing is in between me and a curb. There's a curb there with a sidewalk, and there's like pathways to people's houses, like I say, on like in a town or something, on a side street, how it would look, with the hedgerows and the sidewalks that lead out to the main sidewalk, you know, from houses. And there's a car parked there on the curb, and there's a huge pile of leaves, like when people push their leaves to the curb for pickup or whatever. I mean huge, like almost to your hips, that deep. Old leaves, wet. So that's to the left of me, the car, and this pile of leaves is between the car and I. So I look down, and there's this huge egg. It's massive, like both your hands on it to even pick it up. The thing is that it's not, instead of the babies, there's this big egg there. It's tan in color, and it's got dappley cream white colors, like on the bottom part of it. The top part is cracked open. It's like a broken egg, but it's just like a big chunk taken out of the top. But inside, instead of a baby inside, there's worms and grubs, and I believe maggots and stuff like that in there. It's like the dream's really good dream, and it's starting to turn at this point. And I see these things are alive in there, moving around, and I see them clearly with this light from the street lamp. I also know, I'm thinking for a split second, this mother bird is going to attack me because I'm touching her nest, even though the babies aren't there anymore. Well, the next thing I know, gets really freaky. I get this very dark feeling come over me, and it's like I feel impending doom. That's the only way I can put it. It slowly comes over me as I'm looking at this egg, and next thing I know, I see a figure coming. Like looks like he's walking fast. He's all in black, very thin, very pale. What I could see of his skin. The only thing I could see of his skin are his hands, and he's got all black suit on, like a tight-fitting pants, tight-fitting top. Kind of, it's a fabric. It's not leather, but it's got that, I don't know, it reminded me of leather, but it wasn't leather. And I think he has a cape on. I didn't draw him that way, but I feel like there was a cape. I just couldn't figure out if it was a long one or what. I didn't see that much of it, so I didn't put it in. But he's got this hat on, like a rimmed hat all the way around, black. And his face is covered with what looks like black, almost like how an ace wrap would look, but a black one. And it's wound around the whole top of his face, and I see it just where his chin ends. That's the only skin I can see. Everything else is covered in with black. And his mouth is out, and his nose is like covered right over the top of his nose with this wrap. His eyes are completely covered. It's very, very ominous and strange. And I felt fear. Like I thought he was coming for me. So he's like walking stiffly and very fast at me. He's coming through this big pile of leaves. I see the leaves flying up and stuff. And for some reason, I feel like I'm safer in the leaves. So I see myself scurry over to the leaves, and I duck down, like not in a full squat, but like bent over and like protecting my face kind of thing, and arching my back up. And he goes right past me. I feel that he goes past me, and then the feeling leaves. He doesn't do anything to me. He's running right at me. But once I do that, he just goes right past me. And then suddenly, I'm looking up at the sky, and it's rolling with black and charcoal gray clouds. I mean, it's like a, and I could see the light flashes beyond the clouds. I don't see the lightning, but I know it's there, and there's rumbling in the clouds. But I'm looking up, and in the middle of these clouds, at the darkest point, it's like circular, and there are a pair of eyes there. There's a whole face staring at me from the sky, like huge. And it's staring at me like, I feel like it's looking through another dimension. And it starts, the eyes are jutting back and forth, trying to see, looking at me, but jutting back and forth also. And then the hole's closing, the clouds keep rolling, and the hole closes. And I see the whole face start to spin around as it closes. And I wake up. That's the point where I wake up. I immediately was worried about using the music, maybe made it too intense, because I already have very lucid dreams. And to use this, I was worried I opened something somewhere. I know it might sound crazy to some, but it felt like something or someone was trying to come through a tear or a portal that may have opened from me dreaming with this music. I'm not sure, but I wanted to share because it was just so crazy. It felt so crazy and so scary, and I immediately wrote everything down as soon as I woke up. I wasn't trying to lose any of it. So if you like this one, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to share what you think might have been happening in this one, or if there is a message for someone else, like the boys, the friends on the porch, that really threw me off for it to change the way that it did. But I am open to suggestion, or if it resonates with anybody, if this sounds like anyone you know or a house that you know, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about it, what you think. Or if you feel anything, if it's resonating with you, what I'm saying. I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good day.